Good morning, folks. It's Saturday morning and I'm gonna go paint outdoors at a park in Ocala. It's called the Shalom Park. If you guys want to tag along with me, come on over. Hopefully we can come out with a beautiful painting this morning. The park doesn't open till 8, so it's around 7:15 right now. It takes about 30 minutes to get there. Hopefully we'll find a beautiful spot. I have all my gear loaded up in the car. Gonna show you how that works. I love this car, by the way. I can carry all my gear in there. Painting gear, photography gear, depending on the job for that weekend. And it also acts as a garden transport system because you have so much room in here. Beautiful. All right, folks, I'll see you out there at Shalom Park. Hey, art fans, it's Jose. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you, I appreciate you. I'm here at Shalom Park, or Shalom Park. Hey, tomato, tomato, right? Hopefully today I can find a location so I can set up and paint. It started out beautiful this morning, but then it got kind of cloudy. So let's see how it turns out. I'm gonna do a quick walkabout. That's normally what I do, is walk around the park real quick, see what catches my eye, and then I set up. Let's go. So as you can see, it looked like it started out nice this morning with the sun coming out over there at my house, but then as soon as I got here, the clouds came in, so it's a little cloudy right now. Hopefully, you know, this burns off or something, but yeah, it's not looking very good. Problem with clouds is, you know, you don't get the good separation between light and shadows and stuff like that, so we'll do our best. Stay tuned. So after walking around the park for about 20 minutes, like I said, the park doesn't open up till 8 o'clock. This kind of caught my eye. But us as artists, we have the ability to, like I said, add or remove. And that's what I'm gonna try and do, is simplify. Simplify what I'm seeing out here. And then and only paint what's of interest to me. But I'm brushing in. I'm quickly drawing what caught my eye with some raw umber and you know, the background. It's always a good idea to know you know, the fundamentals of drawing and being able to draw quickly. So I'm just drawing some shapes of where, you know, my the elements of my painting are going to be. I'm lucky that the sunlight's starting to come in. When I first got here, like I said, it was cloudy as all get out. The horizon on this painting is, I don't like to divide the horizon right down the middle, but it's kind of way back in there, and you know, I'm gonna put like emphasis on the foreground here. So I would never divide the painting in half down the middle. It's either a lot of the foreground or that's important to you, or if a sky is important to you, then you bring the horizon down below the center mark. But you have to work quickly. The light changes so fast, and you have to work as quick as possible so you can lay down most of the shapes that you want. Right in here in this area, I'm not gonna put that one sidewalk. I'm gonna get rid of that sidewalk right there, leave this sidewalk right there, the sidewalk, and then these are key elements to me. What's important? Like I said, key elements. What's important? This is going to be my my main focal point right here, and I have pointers, what I like to call pointers, is using a sidewalk. Here's a pointer right here pointing this direction. Here's some the azaleas pointing in this direction, and then you have the the very far distant horizon line pointing this direction or this direction right here. And then you have this like I said, this sidewalk goes like this here, and this is just going to be filled in with greenery. There's trees in the distance, but I'm just gonna fill it in with a bunch of mixed colors and whatnot. And basically, this is going to be where the arbor, some greenery in the back. Almost look like he has like a little afro right there going on, right? It comes all the way down. I know there's a sidewalk right here, and then all this is going to be green ferns and whatnot, green color back in there. And all this is just going to be just random color, natural colors in the back. But and then this area right here is going to be, like I said, the azaleas in here. And you just keep filling. I'm just going to keep filling color of shading and whatnot. So that's basically my shapes right there. So I'm adding some light, I'm using the hooker's green, some white, titanium white, some cadmium yellow, and I'm just filling in the back with this color mixture just to try to do something with the background. And I'll even throw in some violet, and it's called brilliant purple. If you go to one of my videos, there's a list of the colors that I use. But generally, anything in the background to me is kind of faded, and it tends, you want to push it back. So I use violets and light colors, I guess pastel in a way, almost like pastel colors in a way. So it looks blurry, and people get the feeling that that there is something going on in the back. So I'm just gonna fill the back real quick. I'm using like a mixture of hooker's green, cadmium yellow, to this area right here, the foreground. And this area right here, I'm using some hooker's green, raw umber, and a little bit of cerulean blue to just give it a different color of green here. Now white is a cold color, and I always like to add a little bit of warm colors to it, like cadmium yellow, yellow oxide, stuff like that, in order to make the white a little warmer in tone. I'm just trying to get the shape of the color of the sidewalk a little bit in here in this area. So I'm using a little bit of raw umber and blue sienna to try to get some dark tones in here of this bush that's going to be right in here. The painting is going to look, it's going to have an ugly face, I guess, in the beginning, but you just got to keep chugging along and adding paint, and you can't be afraid of it. Not all paintings are going to be diamonds, and some paintings are just going to flop, and it's not going to work out for you for whatever reason. There's going to be like a mulchy area right in here. This area right here is kind of a mulchy area also, and I'm just adding some paint in there just to cover up the canvas for now. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. You can always go over and correct things and tweak whatnot till you get what you're looking for. Like I said, it's always going to be, when it starts, it's going to look like mud, or it's going to look, awful, and then hopefully eventually we'll come up with a beautiful painting. Keep filling in areas. There's no details right now. It's just a bunch of shapes filled with color, values, and people walking around the park, enjoying this beautiful morning, just like the plein air painters. Yeah, I'm trying to capture that arbor over there. Just started.
Takes time, huh? How long does it take? Like,
well, hopefully I'll be done by noon.
By noon.
Yeah, yeah.
So a few hours, huh?
But I have to work quickly because the light is changing and whatnot.
Right. Yeah. Then the shades.
Yep.
Changes,
Yeah.
I know.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Thank you. Normally I just use 2 to 3 brushes. Start out with a number 4, I believe, and then just go to a bigger brush. I don't use any of the bright bristles. I like the flats. Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Just trying to get a feel for where the mulchy areas are going to be and the highlights, and not exactly adding highlights, but I know more or less where the lighter values are going to be. Like I said on one of my earlier videos, I like to look directly at my subject, either over my canvas or along the side of my canvas. This way I'm not getting any kind of, I guess, losing perspective or whatnot of my subject. The sun has been coming and going this morning. I didn't really start till about 9. What time is it now? It's 9:45, so I've been working on it for 45 minutes. But basically, I kind of have all my shapes filled in. But then again, it's kind of difficult because the sun comes and goes.
Good morning.
Oh, morning. How you doing?
I'm good.
You know, after observing the terrain, I'm going to go ahead and add the sidewalk in the foreground, just to give it more direction, leading towards my subject.
Powerful impression.
Sir?
It's a powerful impression.
Oh, thank you. Are you a painter?
No.
Well,
I'm just trying to see something that you see.
you're trying to see what I see? Okay. Well, I'm trying to do my best here. I'm just going to fill this in, this area here, and then still add all the greenery around it, like that. Pretty cool.
Wish you a good day.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You see, the beauty of acrylics is they tend to dry a lot quicker, but then you're able to, you see something and you want to change something, and then you decide you want to add something, so you're able to paint right over it because the underbase is already dry, so you can work with that. I'm leaving the bench that's out there. I'm leaving all the big tree behind the arbor out. I might add this big tree going up this way, back in there, but not sure right now. There's so many trees in the back. You have to pick and choose. Still adding values, shapes, colors. People walking by. Acrylics semi-drying, so then I have to mist it again. So I'm constantly still adding values, shape, just dabbing with my brush, here and there. And then I notice the sun just keeps changing, keeps coming and going. You have to try to memorize where the sun was coming from. Like I said, I always like to have the sun either from my left or my right. Currently it's coming from my left, so the lighting's coming from the left side, and then these shadows are going to be coming this way to the right. Now, in order to get some darker areas like shadows underneath here from this bush that's going to come here, I'll take a mixture of Hooker's green, raw umber, red, and my cerulean blue, and that gives me a real nice dark deep color. So even with those darker colors, I tend to want to just keep working it with the brush, blending colors with the existing colors that were there, like some raw sienna and the raw umbers. Just keep blending the colors together, like in this area right here. Just keep blending, and you have your darker areas coming in. I don't know, it's something about, I tend to like to add darker areas around the corners. Tend to paint a lot of the outside edges a little on the dark side, leading into the painting, more like a vignette effect. Tends to want to lead the viewer's eye into the canvas, I guess. So where the highlighted area would be right in there. your focal point. I like to add a little yellow oxide to my whites. Like I said before, white is a very cool color. And then if you add a little bit of yellow oxide, it'll warm it up some. I'm trying to put in some color over here where the azaleas are at. There's some red azaleas, some white azaleas. I've been using the same brush more or less this whole time. There's a different color of azalea over here on this side. I'm using some vivid orange and some of that on my red, what's it called? Pyrrole red or pyrrole. Again, tomato, right? Like I said, the list of the colors are in one of my other videos. Just getting some color in there, different azalea. Slowly but surely, I'm adding more and more detail in the foreground and around the whole painting, basically. Keep adding color. Cannot be afraid to make mistakes.
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. It's coming along. Started this morning. So in the mulch area, I'm bringing in some yellow oxide and some vivid orange with a dab of white for this area, the mulchy area. So it looks a little brighter, I guess, in certain areas. I'm not painting I'm leaving the bench out. It's bad enough I brought in this sidewalk here, but I'm gonna leave the bench here out. So like I said, the sun has been coming in and out all morning. So you gotta try to remember where the lighting was coming from and try to put that in there the best you can. I always say, paint what you remember as opposed to painting what you see, because sometimes it's not gonna be there. So you have to try to paint for what you remember in your head from other experiences, from seeing light and shadows.
Very cool, brother, very cool.
Yeah, try.
I know, I like it.
It's coming along.
Well, I just like coming out here. I look for specific things, and I know you probably do too.
Oh yeah.
Enjoy your day, sir.
You too. So I'm working a little bit on the arbor foliage with some highlights, some different values. I went ahead and painted right through the arbor going across, and then I'm going to bring in some of the wood parts of the arbor in there. So kind of like this falls behind the arbor so I'm not back in there touching it up after I did the wood part, but I'm just painting through it, and then I'm going to bring the arbor forward. So I'm going to take some raw umber, red and cerulean blue, and I'm going to paint some of the wood fixture of the arbor. Don't have to be detailed, just something so that you can see that there is a wooden structure there. Remember, this is plein air painting. This is not studio work. There are some darker areas of the wood back in the back, and then the lighter areas forward a little bit. Try to show that there's some type of lattice work or whatnot in the back. You don't have to do everything, just something. So for the front part, I'm using raw sienna, yellow oxide, and some white, a little bit of white. So I'm going to take a break from the arbor and come back over here to the azaleas and I'm using my round brush now. Add a couple brighter spots, here and there of the white azaleas. And I'm doing the same to the red azaleas, or burgundy-ish. And I'm bringing in some foliage highlights in the azaleas in between the flowers and whatnot. So I'm bringing in my liner brush and trying to get just some of the arbor wood with my liner brush. Just a little something. So I'm steady working on the arbor now, trying to add some highlights to the foliage using my cadmium yellow, hooker's green, and a little bit of white. Remember, this is a plein air painting, and it's not a studio work and getting all caught up on details and stuff like that. Just trying to capture the essence, basically. That morning that you were there.
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Is that oil?
It's acrylics.
Acrylic.
Do you dabble in paint?
No, I wish I could. That's beautiful though.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Very nice.
Enjoying the morning, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Yep.
Gorgeous.
Sun comes and goes, but you know.
Yeah, I think they're saying like 1 or 2 o'clock we might get some rain.
Uh-oh, I better get out of here, huh?
Beautiful work.
Thank you. Just trying to bring the jasmine, I believe that's where it is, that's up there. Trying to ground it, I guess, because it does grow from the ground up. And I'm gonna come back down here, just put a little texture here and there, just to give it body or shape, little definition here and there. Not too carried away, I hope. Sometimes you can overwork it. This is some type of ground cover down here. Hi, how y'all doing? Good.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you, appreciate it. Almost got you into painting. You were moving too fast. Just coming back and adding a couple of highlight areas around the sidewalk. Well, okay, folks, so I guess I'm gonna call it quits. Well, there you have it, folks. Quick morning, plein air painting. It's 11:30, I started at 9. Not too bad. If you like this video, have questions, comments, like and subscribe. I appreciate it very much. And I'll see you in the next one. Now let's paint.